Hello and welcome along to a brand new season from this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for season 11 and we're at our new club, Real Madrid, for our first game in charge. It's going to be a three-horse title race with Atletico Madrid and with Barcelona, two of the rivals. But we feel we've got the squad to come out on top and we've got a little bit of transfer news to introduce as well. So this is going to be a big season. If you're not sure why we're at Real Madrid, then please do click in the eye above to catch up with the last episode. We reviewed more than one job offer, which we received over the summer. We left Tottenham Hotspur, and we of course met all the players and all the staff we're going to be working with today. In this one though, we introduce a director of football, a new signing, a new tactic, and get into our first game of the season. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily content from 2 long-term stories, as well as extra other bits up in the eye above. There's a link to the food channel trailer there as well, so please do give that a try and subscribe. And if you want to stay up to date with live streams, you can find a link to the Twitch channel in the description below. But we've got on paper today what should be a relatively comfortable first game against Las Palmas. If we have a look at them as a club, they came up last season. So they haven't got top tier experience. Their key player is worth 6.5 million, earning less than 10 grand a week, and would be 2-star ability in our side, which basically means he'd be transfer listed. So there's a very different level of ability in this team. But it's a new club, and you never know what's going to happen. The bank balance at Real Madrid, by the way, £366 million. Pretty incredible. But let's start by having a look at our new director of football, because he's the man who's going to be crucial to this save. Not much work in terms of bringing in coaches and staff yet. A couple have come in, but no one of any real note, and mostly in the younger teams. But if we have a look at our director of football, that new man is Javier Revolta. So let's have a glance at his stats, shall we? 20 for judging ability and potential, and for man management. Judging staff ability is exceptional. He's determined. He's got great tactical knowledge. He's been director of football at Zenit, scout at Milan, Juventus, Manchester United and Torino. He's got a pretty good CV, hasn't he? So we're going to be very intrigued to work with him. I think he's going to be a superstar. And his first signing was pretty good as well. We'll take a look at them in a moment. So there's the new director of football. There's also a technical director to support him. That man is Felipe Cruz. He's not bad either. His judgment and staff ability and his negotiation are excellent. It's his first job in football according to his history, but he's got great judgment. He's a motivator. He's a good man manager. And it's his first non-playing role, so fingers crossed he'll be able to deliver. But on paper, he looks absolutely exceptional. And if I remember rightly, the addition we've had to the coaching team so far is this man. In fact, there's two. I think they're both goalkeeper coaches. So Javier Garcia had been at Swansea, Sevilla, PSG, Arsenal and Espanyol, all as a goalkeeping coach. He's very good at what he does. He's a really good addition, to be fair to him. And then another one in the same category is Emilio Alvarez. He's exceptional as well, has been at the likes of Mallorca, Malaga, Villarreal, Almeria and Manchester United too. So he's a proper quality goalkeeper coach. A lot of good additions there, which considering we were a bit underwhelmed by the staff is a positive moving forward. There's not a huge amount going on in terms of the scouts and in terms of the recruitment team, but I guess the director of football might be enough on that front. So we'll wait and see if he delivers on his own. But let's have a quick look at the transfer window as well. We of course want to see who's been coming in today. We highlighted in the last episode that we were quite desperate for a goalkeeper and for a left back. There's lots of offers for players going out that have been rejected, including those who were on the transfer list when we joined. But if we have a look at our transfer history, there is one big addition. A few youngsters coming in, they're filling out the B team, the under-19s, which is fair. And a goalkeeper who's left the club, Vincent Besnard. He was a backup. He's gone for about 5.5 million to Dinamo. So a good keeper, but never good enough for us. We've no problem with him going. I think one of the others went towards the end of last season as well. They did. Aaron Van Lara to Basel. Again, rising to just under 6 million. It wasn't good enough for us, so that makes sense. I'm happy with both of those. What also makes sense, though, is the replacement for those two. 10 million brought in for those two. So he's decided to spend 85 million on Peter Alcom from Bayer Leverkusen. 4-star ability goalkeeper, 35 caps for Germany at 23 years of age. He is special. Brilliant keeper, has played 2 full seasons basically as Bayer's #1. Had previously been at Nuremberg before that, where he'd had 3 seasons. So he's now an experienced keeper. Forget his younger age. He's got quality attributes across the board. Maybe the anticipation's not quite there, the composure's not quite there. but he's listed as a world-class keeper. He's got great distribution, particularly that player trait, the long throw to start a counter, and he's equally comfortable as a goalkeeper and a sweeper keeper. The latter is what we want to use. So a brilliant addition, 235 grand a week in wages. If only we could have had that back at Brecon, eh? What would Pat Nevin have done with that? But a brilliant signing, the only first team addition, but it's one of those two slightly weaker areas of the squad completely regenerated. So we're delighted with him. The 4 youngsters that came in, I'll just run through them quickly. Jose Maria Hernandez, never going to be good enough. 2.5 star potential he's got. Robin Flamant on a free transfer, much the same. Slightly better, but not a good personality. Victor Martin, he's come from the lower leagues, and again, not really good enough, is he? He's got an even worse potential. He's a striker with 4 for finishing, 6 for heading, 2 for concentration, and can't pass a ball. Doesn't work hard, he's got nothing. And then last but not least, Maximo Rodriguez. He comes in for 14,000 from Uruguay. He's probably the pick of the bunch, but he's not great either way. 2.5 star potential. I think he's just bulking out the B team. That's all he's really doing here, because none of those are ever going to play for Real Madrid senior squad. That's just my prediction. So for today, we will be giving one debut out. I did think about promoting someone from the under-23s, particularly the young left back. This is the centre midfielder we looked at, the wonder kid. And then also Jesus Manuel. He's not quite so good. But the left back Carlos Lucio is someone I did look at. I think he's got massive potential. He's played a season for the B team and he's looked good. So maybe in 1 or 2 of the cup games we'll give him a go. But Gomez, probably going to be the first to get promoted this year. We'll wait and see if that happens or not. So let me know what you think of the big signing this summer. What you think of the new director of football, the new staff we're working with. And as we head into a brand new season with a new club in Real Madrid, let's go and have a look at our tactic and our lineup for the first game against Las Palmas. The champions against a recently promoted side. It should be a walk in the park. And really, according to the media, so should the league now. We're odds-on favourites just. Barcelona and Atletico not far behind. After that, nobody's got a hope apparently. Las Palmas expected to be in 18th and get relegated, so really a game we should be winning. And according to the key players, we've got the best 2 in the league. So there's a lot of positives there. However, the other clubs have been investing a little. Barcelona bought in what I think is the best right back in the world in the shape of Jose Mota from Porto. I'd argue 45 million is a steal for that guy. His 4.5 star ability by our standards would walk into the team. He's a really good footballer. So well done to Barcelona for that one. They've then sold what was their first choice right back to Atletico Madrid. That's Igor for 27 million. He's a very good right back and improves the Atletico team in an area where they were weakest. So it is helping the rest of the league a little. Atletico also went big for Dario Cozzolino, a £55 million Italian striker. He comes in from Sampdoria. He's got a little bit to do and a little bit of improvement left in him. But he's a stunning player. He's got 16 finishing, first touch. Pace is exceptional. Off the ball's brilliant. Anticipation, composure. He's got it all. He's just got to find consistency and a little extra level. So the other 2 big title challengers are making improvements. But I'm confident, looking at our squad, that if we're at our best, we can win this league. So let's get into the first game. It is the same tactic on paper, but a few slightly different roles and a few slightly different duties. So let's have a look at where we've changed things. First of all, we've made a slight change in the centre of midfield. Cobanan is our best midfielder, but he's left-footed. So we've put him on the left side as a Mazzala and sort of swapped the 2 duties. Cobanan will just have the chance to go forward and drift wide. Now the reason that's so important in this team is because on the left of the attacking midfield 3, we've got Del Rio Fernandez, who is the 4-star ability playmaker off the left. Now, if we need to, we can change him to a winger, an inverted winger, whatever it will be. But I'd like him to play in his preferred role. And if Cobanan can drift wide, become a sort of auxiliary winger, like Giovanni Reina did at Spurs, then Del Rio Fernandez can push inside, and then Cesar Fernandez can push forward and join Klassen. Now up front, we've changed Klassen's duty as well. He's become a complete forward on attack, rather than the deep line forward we had with Perea. I just can't get a one-striker tactic to really work. Perea scored goals at Spurs, but never really looked convincing in general play. The advanced forwards, the poachers, they've never worked on their own, only in a front 2. It's worth trying something different though, isn't it? We've gone from pressing urgently to pressing extremely urgently. We've pushed up, we're going to play a little shorter and play through the middle as you would expect. And this is the team that we're going for our first game of the season. Both of the English boys on the bench, I'm afraid, so no chance of us getting a few of our compatriots in. But Peter Alkan does make his debut in goal. A light match load, a wonderful German goalkeeper. He gets the chance to shine. Alphonso Davies picked over Tony Clayton at left back. We want the more attacking option against weaker opposition. Oliveira at right back with Militao and Evangelista as centre half. Vitor Ferreira alongside Kobanan in the middle. We've talked a bit about them already. Benton Cors on the bench. Would maybe compete with Ferreira, but he's a little bit older and he's not quite as fit after a recent knock. Laus off the right wing, he'll be an inverted winger. We're going to go for him on attack first, and then we'll drop it back to support like we had with Santos, if that doesn't work out. The rest of the attacking midfield three is made up by the two Fernandes boys, and then Dave Klassen's up front. He's an absolute superstar, but what can he deliver today? We've got a brilliant bench. We've got the likes of Molina, Martinez, Tony Clayton if we need a defensive option, and a couple of younger stars too. But let's go and get into our first game in charge of Real Madrid Football Club. 10 years after our debut with Brechin in Scottish League 2. And now we're going to Las Palmas with Real Madrid Football Club. Let's go and get into the first game of the season and just try and be at our best. Because if we are, surely we're going to wipe the floor with them. So the curtain raiser for the season is here. It's a good side for Las Palmas, but no one we really recognise. Zarzana, we looked at him before, is their star player. Matteo Mejia up front. I recognise that name from somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where. But either way, this has to be a heavy win. So let's go and get into it and just see if these boys fit our tactical shape and can make something special happen early doors. A lovely stadium, a lovely occasion. It's Las Palmas v Real Madrid. As with 7 minutes on the clock, it's a goal kick for our hosts. Long downfield, but straight to Alphonso Davies. He's still going to be a flying wing back, and we hope he'll overlap Fernandes quite a lot here. He's drifted wide this time to find Klassen, who's dropped in deeper to Kobanan, to Vitinha in the middle. So I'm presuming that's Vitor Herrera. As he gets the ball wide to the right-hand side, it's Oliveira overlapping the right wing-back. There's 4 in the box, and that's the beauty of this. We've got men up in support. Laus back to Vitor again. Oliveira to Vitor! Good save by Gonzalo. Tips over the bar. Vitinha with a shot saved. It's out for a corner kick. And it'll be an in-swinger by Laus. He's a right-footer, so I'm not sure why he plays an inverted winger. Let me just go and have a look. Is he natural as a winger as well? He is. So that might give us an option if we want to keep width later on. But I guess at the moment, it looks like we're flooding the box. So that might not be a bad thing. It's just whether the game gets a bit condensed then and we're easier to defend. But we are on the front foot again with 17 gone as Davis throws into Fernandes. That's Cesar this time, loses out to Del Rio and Zarzana clears downfield, but only as far as Militao. The game's basically been played in the host half. As Oliveira gets into the box, can he cross? There's 4 in there again. Across to the back post, Del Rio Fernandes down. And Klassen's second shot blocked off the line. Excellent defending, throwing their bodies on the line there. But it remains 0-0, and that's where the concern is. As Cesar Fernandes finds Laus. Out to the right to Oliveira, who's constantly overlapping. To Vitinha, into Laus, to Del Rio Fernandes. And he's missed another one. Just wide of the post, 20 minutes gone. 8 shots, and we're yet to open the scoring. What I will say is this has been a fantastic display as Kobanan picks it up to Laus again coming forward. Vitinha left to Kobanan. There's an overlap on the wing, but Laus heads it inside to Del Rio Fernandes. He's brought down by a flying tackle there. And we've got VAR in the Liga as well. He doesn't look particularly fit after that tackle, does Fernandes? But I'm pretty sure this will be given. I know there wasn't a lot of contact, but he went flying and lunging in from miles away. So it should be a penalty kick to Real Madrid here. Is the referee going to give it? He'd be a bold man to overturn it. The penalty is given. Who's going to be taking it? That's the big question. 37 gone. They've frustrated us so far. Can they save the penalty? That's the next question. As Dave Klassen will be the man to step up. Left-footed from the spot. Oh, he's hit the post. How many penalties in this game hit the woodwork? It's absolutely astonishing. Even half the ones that go in go via the post. At half-time, it's going to be 0-0 here. And that's remarkable. Imagine if we get held in this game. Klassen misses the penalty. His attribute for it is, let's have a quick look, 13. So not the best. But let's be honest. We've got to be scoring some of these chances. We've dominated the match. We're going to go attacking. And we have to score before long now. Right, 25 minutes to go. And we haven't actually had a shot in this second half. So we are going to have to go very attacking. How we've gone 20 minutes without having a chance, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to bring Molina on off the left. I know he is naturally a striker, but he might suit this. Inverted winger on attack. We're then going to change Laus to a winger on attack and just see what happens with that. Although the support duty worked pretty well, didn't it, last year? So we might go for that instead. In terms of up front, I'm going to leave Klassen on. Number 10, do I bring on Lautaro Martinez? He is that good, isn't he? He's an elite striker. He can play in behind. Or do we just go 2 up front? Let's go a bit more attacking. Klaassen on the left of them. Martinez on the right. He prefers to be a deep line forward on attack. And then Klaassen can be an advanced forward on attack. We're going all out here with a front 4. Any other subs to make? I mean, everyone else has played pretty well. It's been a good performance. We've just not been able to find the goal. Maybe Clayton on. Maybe Bentancur for the experience. He's got quality going forward too. So let's do Bentancur for Vitor Ferreira. He'll be a deep line playmaker on support. And we're going to go all out attack. 25 minutes to go. And we've got to find a result from somewhere. We're now trying to fight for our lives as Molina gets it from Davis on the left. Delivers towards Laus, who loses out in the air. Falls for Bentancur to sub. Now Laus again. Kobanan to Bentancur. Many overlaps on the right, but we just can't get in behind them. They've got so many behind the ball. As Oliveira's cross is blocked. He's got another chance, though, from the right byline. Cuts it back to Bentancur. Into Lautaro Martinez. Heads it backwards. It falls into Kobanan, whose shot's blocked. We just cannot break them down. As Davis gets it on the left wing. Inside to Bentancur. To Kobanan. Will someone take a chance? To Laus. He loses out on the edge of the box. They're just swarming 10 men round the edge of the box and leaving one on halfway. It's Oliveira through though. Breaks the lines with Molina. Left side of the box. Gets in and shoots. Why did he shoot from there? He could have laid it back for a simple chance but tried to be greedy. As Laus delivers a free kick. Evangelista heads over. We are missing chance after chance after chance. And it's basically unforgivable. As Las Palmas come over halfway for a rare foray. It's a Barge in midfield. Oh, imagine if they nick it 1-0. Imagine if they nick this game. Lopez switches right to Zarzana. Don't rule it out. Gets towards the byline. Cuts it back. Are we going to be able to nick it? Lopez brings it forward. It's good possession, to be fair. And Voto. Wide to Abaje. They've got 3 or 4 up, but they're still working backwards for now. They just look happy to be on the ball and not chasing us for once. They're in a bit of unusual territory, being outside their own half too. As Mingueza finds Lopez to Joselu. They are breaking the press here. They've got it into Abaje. Oh my word, don't do it. It's a good save. Oh, it's hit the upright. I thought it was a save, but it remains 0-0. There are 10 minutes to go, and I'm starting to panic a little here. We're going to get to the instructions. We're going to push a little bit more direct. We're still going to play through the middle. Do we hit early crosses? I'm not sure. We're going to run at the defence more. We're going to be more expressive. And what else can we do? We'll counter when we win possession. We keep pushing up. But are we going to get the goal? We've had 22 shots, 8 on target. We've missed a penalty. And we still haven't scored a goal. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. I think we're going to be held. The promoted side, Las Palmas, as we've gone very attacking, have held us to a 0-0 draw. That is a really worrying sign. Our expected goals, 3.12, would even be 2.5 without the penalty. And Real Madrid draw 0-0 in Las Palmas. That is not the dream start we were hoping for. And there is a lot of work to do here. I think it's fair to say the playmaker on the left doesn't work. But some really worrying signs on the opening day. It did happen last year in FM20's Head Coach when we came to Barcelona. And we really struggled to start with to break teams down. But that performance was not good enough. We played into their hands. We didn't create many great chances. And the ones we did, we didn't take. So back to the drawing board for Real Madrid. A few tactical tweaks to be made. And we'll have a look at the schedule for when we're next going to be back. And we'll also skip through the rest of this weekend to see how our rivals get on. Because we could already be 2 points behind in the title race. Let's skip ahead and find out. And our disappointment is compounded a day later. Barcelona beat Real Sociedad 1-0. Atletico Madrid make light work of Elche. This could be a long season. Sevilla won 4-1 against Bilbao as well. And Shebanov, their hat-trick hero, he is rated as one of the best players in the league. So I'll keep an eye on him as well, because they may be our surprise package this year. In terms of transfers, I don't think anything else has happened in the last day or so. Villarreal bringing in a couple, but no real big ones at the top. So a bit of a disappointing start and a bit of an underwhelming finish to the episode. Given our hopes we had before, we were talking about a big win, and then it's gone wrong that quickly. Probably not a good sign for us, is it? So I'm just looking ahead to the schedule. We'll of course be in Champions League action come September. And we should have a game just around that Atletico Madrid one. So potentially we could show Atletico Madrid and a Champions League match. If not, Depending on who our first game is in the group stages, we might show Atletico Madrid and Sevilla, because that's two massive games near the top. So a lot of work to do tactically, and we need to improve sharp, or we could be out of the title race before it even starts. If you did enjoy this episode though, our first game in charge, a very disappointing display away at promoted Las Palmas, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think we need to do to get this Real Madrid side scoring and taking their chances. Or was it just a little blip in the road? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because we created so many chances. If you want to find out if we can recover and get back to the top of La Liga, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily videos released from 2 long-term stories, in addition to extra mini-series which you can find in the eye above. There's also a link to the food channel trailer there, so please do give that a try and subscribe if you like what you see. And you can follow us on Twitch in the description below to get regular live streams from FM21. But a big thanks for watching, your continued support as always, it is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time as we look to start our recovery with Real Madrid and we get back into Champions League action for the first time since winning it with Spurs. I'll see you there.